See, the big thing is I can't listen to men anymore, you know? Like, a lot of people with churches and stuff, they're very nice. But, like, a lot of women, they try to turn me on to the church in the sense that they want to show me some preachers of all different shapes, colors, and sizes. And I know it's meant out of love, but I'm a man that only needs justice to look like, to be able to, for me to be able to have the composure to look like I am happier. So a man needs to give me that justice. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want to hear men preach to me about the world is, because I am not desperate. Okay? I am not in a situation. I am not needing that brotherly love that's going to console me. I need that brotherly love and sisterly support. I need the sisterly love, but I need the brotherly love and support form that's going to say, I got your back. Let's do something about this because I could be in your shoes. That's the kind of brothers I need to listen to. And there's no more fathers for me because I'm 51. And I know about the world and I know about stuff. And your teacher, student, teacher one day, student the next. This is definitely true, and it's always going to be true. But for the most part, I'm not impressed by men. I'm not impressed by what the world has offered. I reflect on my lineage and, the Greek situation with their civilization. And I'm like, you know what? I have the tools, I have the thought process, and I have the knowledge to make my own decisions. So I don't need to be led, okay? If there's a substance, I don't have a problem with it. If there's politics, I know my place. If it's environment, I know my place and the respect I need to have. If it's family, I know my honor and commitment and diplomatic, ability and responsibility. Okay? And community, the same thing. So, with those things intact, I can't be preached to. I am not going to pay homage to another man, whether it's Preacher Jim or J.D. DeLay or Kid Rock. Now, I have icons and things of people who have accomplished things and lived to their potential that may be maximum or not, that I am impressed with, but not overall that I could say, okay, I'd wear his underwear, put his shoes and socks on, and, have his kind of lady, drive his kind of car, even if it's like that. I just wouldn't do it. There's no complete setup for me. And I don't see anything else other than, okay, the way I operate and interact with the world shouldn't be looked at as a crime or an offense. So I never should be fucking approached. And who's approaching me? Men and women that are acting like men, that are either jealous, envious, admiration is the right word that you want to use. Don't be envious. Admire is good. Okay, or they're making up for something. So then they come into my life, and that's why I've had problems. I never needed any kind of religion other than the sense that, okay, like the same thing is people say, okay, we're going to help you because we feel like you and this and that. And, I buy it because I support some of the same things. But there's always a fork in the road. And, it doesn't mean that I don't have love for these people, but I can't be part of what they are because they are looking for their own leadership to be professed as leadership in a form of followership. I don't know if that makes sense. There's a void. See, when you look at stuff from a different perspective, but it's all right. So you gotta my void is justice, because I was done wrong, and all of these books preach that what was done to me was wrong. I went to jail as an innocent man, and I was given Bibles by the jail, and at Christmas, I don't want to get into the whole thing, but they pass out little mini Bibles. That's the only one I was allowed to take. But, I like the Bible. I'm not saying it should be followed 1,000% or whatever. I'm not saying I believe in a specific faith designed to, curate that had curated the Bible. I am just saying that every book has a little bit of substance, even if it makes you think in contrast to what you were knowing right now. So you could either be more affirmed or decide that you don't want to think like that anymore. It works. It's a working, functioning thing. Religion and education and knowledge go hand in hand, believe it or not. Most people wouldn't want to admit that, but to accept knowledge and be open to knowledge is a form of religion. And I'm big on that stuff because I see that religious people have always been just as many places appearing as everybody else. So, and we have to be careful with that. It's confusing, right? You don't want to fill your picture, but there's a whole nother piece of that wall. But to fill your picture, I'm going to put one of those right there. This is math to a degree. It's hard not to make all kind of other designs that might be illicit or kind of like provoking stuff. It is a bathroom, so we got to be cool with it. And Keith Haring is a good artist. He was a good artist, and he had something to do with AIDS, and he was a gay artist. A lot of designs like this, people will say that look like Keith Haring. I've tattooed Keith Haring designs on people, double gloved with mask, and they had AIDS, and they told me, and they paid me double, and they even said we know and we understand, so it was working thing. So anyway, this art is it's neat, right? It's very cellular. It's very particle. Hey, it could be a bunch of dust particles, bunch of pubes on the back of the fucking toilet seat. Ew, but it's not. Anyway. It is what it is, right?